All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today, my friend?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm exhausted today. I'm not sure why. I must have been running on adrenaline yesterday after my successful weekend. Today, I'm just tired. But
Body's
you got
feeling it.
soldier on, right? Show must go on.
Yep. I hear you, man. Been there, know the feeling. All right, friends. Gapper's list looks massive, Peter, to say the least. I mean, this is wild right now. So a lot on here, both good and bad. Let me see. I haven't checked these yet.
Everything's moving. There's a lot of stuff that's moving, but it's not, I don't know. I mean, there's no particular, trend to it that I've found so far. So it seems like stuff's just all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm running through some of these on the Gappers list, and there's a lot that shouldn't be on here. Peter warned you guys yesterday too, right? Our development team is working on this. So it's a lot of stuff that really does not have that volume. So we're gonna skip those very quickly. But I see one that I like here. Starbucks, man. That is up nicely. 6.3 million shares traded, up 14%. They had earnings a couple of weeks back, so I don't know why they're popping up like this. What's the news, man? This looks good.
Well, Starbucks. Good question. It's not one of the ones I looked at. Well, you know what? Before we do that, can I back us up a second, though? Because we did have some economic data that just came out.
Oh, my apologies. You know what? It's been so slow that I figured there's nothing happening. Let's go to the gap. Let's see what's happening there.
No, they did. We did have the producer price index, PPI numbers came out. So basically, you get four numbers that come out, right? You get the all-in PPI, then you get the core PPI, then you get the year-over-year core and regular. Anyways, the year-over-year doesn't matter that much. What matters is the month-over-month. The forecast was 0.2% growth, both on the core and the non-core. And as you can see, we had reported 0.1% growth on the regular and flat on the core, which is interesting. So little divergence there. The market, I wasn't sure what to expect. We did get a little bit of a pump up in the market. Again, we don't want to see huge growth in the economy. We want to see it cooling because that'll continue to allow the Fed to reduce the interest rates, which is what the market wants overall. So things seem to be going according to plan, which is good on the economic calendar because, again, when people get uncertain, that's when we start to see weird things happening. And from a trading perspective, we don't really like weird things. At least I don't, because then I just can't trade reliably against it. It makes the risk more difficult. So if we look forward a little bit, by the way, so September, 18th of September is the next expected rate announcement. And maybe I should say rate cut announcement. Universally, everybody expects a rate cut, right? We haven't seen a rate cut in a while, but everybody is expecting a rate cut. The divergence is it's almost 50-50, almost exactly 50-50 between those that think we're going to get a quarter point cut and those that think we're going to get a half point cut. So we'll see what happens. Again, be careful once everybody believes something. If the number comes in and the Fed says it's not yet time to cut the rate, I mean, I know this is 18th of September, so it's a month away. But if that was to happen, I mean, the markets will lose their collective minds. So, but for now, we're just sort of steady as she goes, waiting for the next big economic event, which frankly is not going to happen this week. But we did have the PPI today. So, this week we got a couple of things coming up. But anyways, that's what we had for this morning. Okay, so back to stocks. So that is not having a massive impact. But as you said, Carlos, things are moving all over the place. On Starbucks side, which is the one that you started talking about, what is interesting is that they have hired a new CEO, and it looks like they've scooped the CEO from Chipotle. Now, what I find interesting is Chipotle, I mean, I don't know, like, is Chipotle CEO, is that like a great I don't know. Is he like an innovator or a great person that's going to drive it? I don't know. I thought people were sort of angry with Chipotle. It's apparently though, when the CEO moves, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's the main news this morning. So they've got a new chief executive going to be sitting in the chair. Chipotle, yeah, and I don't know if it was news that they had left Chipotle already. I don't know. Didn't follow this person's career, but anyways, this Brian Nickel person is going to be chairman and CEO of Starbucks. So certainly a job upgrade there, and I'm sure he's got a few more $1,000,000 in his pocket as a result.
yeah, 100%. I love this news here. I like Starbucks when it has news like this. I mean, look at the volume, guys. 9.2 million, up 13%, and you got Chipotle down. They're down 8%, so they're good on both sides. I'm gonna watch Starbucks when they have news and they're moving like this. They can trade very well. I'm gonna put CMG, which is Chipotle. I'm gonna put them on our secondary list. It'll be fun to watch how this story plays out. But both of them, great volume, could be great traders today. So it's got to feel good, man, to be that guy and say, hey, I'm leaving and your stock is dropping and this stock is popping up. He better show up
Yeah.
and make it count. You better make a difference quickly here. Prove his worth.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the next one. EFX should not be here. We'll skip on that one. ASB, I think a lot of these we're going to go through very quickly. SMCI, this one does make the list. Up 4%, 203,000 shares traded. Tech company popping today. Peter, what's the latest and greatest on SMCI? I also see NVIDIA.
Well,
And
not
NVIDIA, Dow, all right there.
Yeah, there's we seem to have some general enthusiasm here in the semiconductor sector. We saw it yesterday. If you were watching them, AMD, Nvidia, both moved well. We had some good price action yesterday. I wasn't really watching the other ones, but they moved well. And this morning, everything seems to be moving up. Now, Supermicro, you have to remember that they've announced a stock split that's coming. I forget the date offhand, but I know it's coming up. So that's going to affect the stock and hopefully make it a little more tradable. I don't know. I mean, I think that in the sector, Nvidia did have some news that they were. I'm just trying to look it up here because I forget. I remember reading something last night. Help me out, people. I don't remember.
All right, let's go to the chat. The chat's good at throwing some
Yeah.
stuff
I
out
don't. I
here.
don't remember what the heck it was. Anyways, there was some news
Yeah,
out there from Nvidia, and I've completely lost it. I don't know what it was. So maybe
yeah.
maybe someone will remind me of what the heck was happening. So
Yeah, must be good, man. Up, got 10 million shares traded on Nvidia, up 3.7, and it's dragging. Where's AMD, man? Where's your buddy AMD? It's not even on here. Um,
yeah,
but it's dragging
it's not good.
Nvidia, even Dell. But yeah, AMD. Let's take a look at. No, I take that back. They're up 1.3, but they're really not enjoying the news as much as the others are here. So, I like Nvidia. We're gonna add that to the list for SMCI, guys. If you like that one, you can also put that. It is in play, but it's just NVIDIA trades so well. So that's going to be my go-to. We'll take a quick look at Dell. I know some people are going to ask about this one. Look at the difference in Dell versus NVIDIA, right? Dell, it is up 3.4, 292,000 shares traded. That might get better at the market open, but I'm just going to go with the big guy here. This guy's going to trade very well. That's NVIDIA and NVDA there. And looking down this list, I don't see any other semi-type stock, not at least at the moment. Next on here is HG. Ooh, no, that's not supposed to be there. Let's go RF. No, we're going to skip through a lot of these very quickly. SoundHound should be. No, they're not even up 2%. We'll skip that. All right, we'll stop here. We know this list got some stuff going on that we're working on. Peter, as far as the gap up, anything that you like on your end?
Yeah. All right. So a couple things that had earnings that I wanted to talk about. What is gapping up though? Most of them that I was looking at on the earnings are gapping down, whether their earnings were good or not. So one that's let me just. The only one that was moving up was Lunar, LUNR. Not a big trader, but I just like it because they make machines that are going to the moon and Mars. So remember, they were the ones that had that lander module that fell over on the moon.
Yeah, yeah, tipped over,
So
crash landing.
so they were fun for a couple of days as that happened, but not much happening with their earnings. I don't know whether I should mention, like, there's a whole bunch of earnings that I wanted to talk about, but they all seem to be gapping down so far this morning. So maybe we'll just
Okay.
hold them till after we look at the gap down list.
You got it, man. Let's start with the gap down today, and we'll look at the first one on here. HA, oh, down 23%. This Hawaiian Holdings. Oh, we've been talking about this one. We saw this a couple of times in the last few weeks. They're down here 24%, 448,000 shares traded. Now, I have not kept this on my list, even though it's been moving quite a bit. It just doesn't trade well. But if there's a day that we're going to get some action, Peter, looks like today it's it. I mean, this is down pretty aggressive. And then volume just starting to come in. Looks like it's really gonna want to head lower here. What's the latest and greatest?
Hawaiian Holdings. Well, yesterday we were talking about HE. In fact, I traded that off the open, which was the Hawaiian Electric. Today, it seems to be Hawaiian Airlines that's in the news, there's not. I haven't seen anything definitive. There are rumors that the proposed merger between Hawaiian Airlines and Alaskan Airlines, I think we talked about that probably 2 weeks ago, is iffy. It might not actually happen. So the rumor is that they're either one side or the other is going to back out of the deal, or it won't be allowed for competitive reasons. So I don't know about the competitive reasons. They're both small airlines. For them to compete against the larger U.S. airlines, it seems reasonable that they should merge. They operate off the same coast, so if nothing else. But anyways, I think we need to wait and see if and when the news comes out that this merger is either approved and is going ahead, or something is preventing it from happening. Right now, obviously, it's gapping down, so people are thinking it's bad news. But again, it's rumor, not news.
All right, there we go. In play today, how well it's going to trade the market open, that we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to add as a secondary. I think it'll be fun to look at in a couple of minutes here. Heading down to the next one, GNLN. I remember this from yesterday, and it had a nice gap up. Let's take a look on how it actually traded at the market open. Man, pure garbage, right? So you guys remember this? It was moving here. I forgot the news, but yeah, it rode the trucks. You can see how it traded. Just didn't really do anything. Got this insane out of nowhere pop around this would be 2 o'clock, 2:40, almost 3. And then just didn't really do nothing the entire day. So second day play here, hard to borrow. Looks ugly, man. I don't want no parts of this.
They had a non-binding contract for those fentanyl strips, anyways, that are supposed to help avoid drug overdose. So for the U.S. So that was the news yesterday. I noticed they took quick advantage yesterday, right before the close. Probably part of the reason they're dropping. One, it's a second day play. They took very, very quick advantage to announce a secondary offering after the close yesterday. They said they're going to try and raise an extra 6.5 million, issuing another 2.3 million shares at about $2.50 a share. So, they were jumping in real. I mean, that's well below the price, obviously, the current price. But it's enough to bring them down, because that's the price at which they were trading 2 days ago, right, or last Friday. So it's just a mess. Yeah, this one's garbage.
Yeah, pure garbage. We'll skip on this, my friends. Heading down to the next one. Yeah, the garbage start coming out full force this morning. Let's look at VSAT. VSAT down 15%, 314,000. I don't think I've ever seen this ticker before. So I'm not sure. Viasat, or like a satellite company, maybe. Viasat is the name on the montage. But down 15%. I don't think this will be a good one for us to trade, Peter. But any news on it worth mentioning?
Let's see. They had a successful launch of a satellite for Arctic broadband is on the way. I didn't know that the Arctic needed broadband, but apparently it does. So maybe that's just what it's called. Arctic Satellite Broadband Mission has successfully launched from Vandenberg Space Force Base. Wow, that sounds like that is completely made up. But anyways, that's the news. Uh, the Space Force, the Vandenberg Space Force Base. That sounds like a bad
Jeez.
comedy.
Like we get it. Your space. Yeah, it's all in there. Okay.
Space Force.
Um let's
Space Force. Exactly. Space Force. Anyways.
yeah. Doesn't look good. I don't like this. Let's move down to the next one. CROZ, Core Scientific. We've seen this a couple of times on our list lately. Today they're dropping 11.5, 1.1 million shares traded. Started around 7:20 this morning. So it looks like maybe news broke out for them today because they normally don't do anything.
Yeah, a big secondary offering of convertible senior notes. So we don't like secondaries. They don't tend to trade that well.
Yeah, they don't trade well, and this stock doesn't look all that great either. So, moving on down, we did talk about this one already. Not CMEG, CMG, which is Chipotle,
Mm-hmm.
and these guys are again down in the news of their CEO leaving for from making burritos to going to make coffee. So that's the deal there. He's
But
gonna go to Starbucks.
maybe he'll bring burritos to Starbucks. I don't know.
Hey, you never know. I would never know. That'd be funny. They
Mm.
should have like a burrito special once he comes in, just like one little thing. That'd be funny. BAX this morning we're down 2.5, yeah, it's just doesn't look good. Should not be here. No volume. Skip to the next one. BWLP. Same thing. Just gonna go through these quickly. Mass, no. ARW, no. That's we never heard of these, but I'm going through them quickly, guys, because there's no volume really on these, so they should not be in our scanners. GMAP, nope. Oxy, we haven't talked about Oxy in a long time. These guys are in play. They should be on this list here today. Down 2.2, 728,000 shares traded this morning, Peter. I can't remember what's the last time we looked or even traded this ticker. We might have looked at it a couple of weeks back, but as far as trading it, not really. So, anything worth mentioning that we can watch on Oxy?
Well, there's a couple of large players that are selling positions in them. So Crown Rock seems to be the biggest of them. They've offloaded about a $1.7 billion position in Oxy. Again, everybody likes to interpret the reasons why. I mean, clearly they think that there's not a huge opportunity for it to go up more, or they would have kept holding. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily bearish on it. They just, or maybe they needed it for a different investment angle. And rebalancing their portfolio. But, sorry, Crown Rock is selling shares. Oh, I see. This is different than I expected. So
Mhm.
Crown Rock was an acquisition of Occidentals, a $10.8 billion acquisition they did partly in stock. Crown Rock management very quickly is unloading some shares here. So that's interesting. Okay, that's a little more interesting. I thought it was just an investment firm. It is not. So it's an actual
Mm.
acquisition where the management of Crown Rock then is getting rid of some of the shares, which is unusual because normally there's a lockup period that would last longer than a month. So I think where I was confused is that Crown Rock was formed by a private equity firm. So, anyways, something complicated is happening here with shares. Will it create a trading opportunity is the key thing we need to understand. I can't answer that. I don't know. Like you said, Carlos, Oxy was great for a while, like for a long while. It was a good trader,
Yeah.
and then it moved to an okay trader, and then it just sort of fell off our list, and we're
Yep.
like, yeah, it's not fun anymore. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be super fun today, but maybe.
Yeah. I'm not sure on it either. So, but maybe a possible, right? Because we do have some good history on this one. So we'll put it on a secondary for now and let's see if that can do anything fun for us. All right, heading over to our list again. Uh, I
I think
think
we
that's
covered
about
them
it. I
all.
think we cover everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, you did mention you have a ton on the gap down as far as earnings. So let's go to those. And what do you like this morning?
Yeah, and some of them have moved position here that were gapping down and are now gapping up. And but anyways, we'll talk about them all. Let's start with the big two that I wanted to talk about. Home Depot, HD. Home Depot had earnings this morning. They had a good quarter, beat their numbers. Both revenue and earnings were above expectations. However, the fly in the ointment on this one is that the comparable sales guidance was lowered, and when you're in retail, same store sales and quarter over quarter sales are some of the most important numbers that people look at. So even if your overall revenue is going up, they're concerned if your revenue per store is not keeping pace. So that seems to be the concern on Home Depot, which means it could be a little choppy. You know, we only have 300,000 shares traded so far this morning. It's a nicey stock. Both things
Yep.
make it. I don't know. I like to watch it for whatever reason. I think it's one of those that I had a couple of really good trades on it back in the day. So I keep hoping that it's going to give good opportunity. Usually it doesn't. But now at least you know the news. So
Yep.
that's Home
Yep.
Depot. 10 Cent Music, TME, was the other big one, I'll call it, the bigger of the earnings that I was looking at. In this case, they missed their numbers, top and bottom line. So both revenue and earnings missed on 10 Cent Music. They are gapping down a little bit on some decent volume, but look at the price action. The 5 minute chart doesn't, sort of looks not great, but not terrible. If you look at a 1 minute chart, you'll see how bad it really looks. So this one just doesn't feel like it's going to be tradable. It's not usually tradable. Like it's clearly, the volume here is probably not humans trading it. These are a couple of computers arguing it out, and I don't know what's happening, but I don't think I want to be part of that. So, but anyways, there's the earnings on TME if you like that. Another one in that we haven't talked about that I was, sort of same space, I guess, is Huya, another Chinese company, Huya, Huya Entertainment. They had earnings this morning, also missed their numbers. So it looks like the Chinese firms are struggling a little bit in this latest quarter. Again, another one of these that I remember used to put it on my list because it traded well, not trading very well this morning with any good volume. Last but maybe not least here, SE, just because we watched it in the past, C Limited. SE had a mixed picture where they reported higher than expected revenue at 3.8 billion versus a 3.7 billion, but they missed on their earnings. They're expected to deliver 28 cents a share, and they only delivered 14. So that's like a 50% miss there, which is a pretty big earnings miss for them. So SE is oddly gapping up this morning. That's sort of why I'm confused, because it was like 10 minutes ago, it was gapping down. Now it's up. The volume is still low, so I'm not sure what to do with it, but anyways, that's the story. If you can figure out how to trade it, all power to you. There's a lot of other earnings out there, but none of them are sort of the top tier stocks that we tend to look at. There's a lot of familiar names on here for me, but again, not typically stuff that I watch. So being that it's not on a gappers list, I'll let you find them for your own. You can go to tradingterminal.com, see what the earnings are. As you can see, you can get the picture, or you can go take a look at sort of a list. It'll tell you what's earnings this morning. So, and then we've got some, of course, after the close today that we'll be looking for as well. So.
Yeah. Awesome, man. All right, guys. So far on our list right now, I'm looking at Starbucks, Nvidia, Oxy, HA, and CMG, which is Chipotle there on that Starbucks and Chipotle CO news. Other than that, nothing else on the list. Let's go over to our chat room and see what you guys like this morning. So let's look in here in our chat and also in our YouTube to see what you guys like so far. Peter, I'm not sure if you cover anything that you are watching this morning. I know you went over the earnings, but how about your personal list that you like?
I haven't picked my list yet. I mean, by default, I'm going to go back to Tesla and Nvidia. Nvidia's been very, very good to me. It's so I like Nvidia. I mean, of course, I'm always watching AMD, but I have to admit, it's not as much fun as an Nvidia that's already traded 12 million shares and showing much more signs of life. So for me right now, those are the three, anyways, that I'd be looking at.
Yeah. You did mention Tesla too. I mean, Tesla looks good already. Almost up 1% here and 1.3 million shares traded. And look at I like the daily on Tesla. Like it's just stuck right now. Let me get the 5 minute back up here. It's just stuck between this range, right? And it's getting tighter and tighter. So hopefully something can get going out of Tesla eventually. So I do like that. I'm going to add them onto the list and I already had in video, as you mentioned. All right, over to our main chat here. Yeah, we did not look at Tesla until now when Peter mentioned it, but here it is. It's good. Volume is lighter than what we normally see out of Tesla. I mean, 1.3 is not huge for them, but still, this daily and the way it's moving right now looks very good compared to everything else on there. So I like this possible, and it keeps going. Like it's just going more right now. So you guys probably buying it up now that we're talking about it, but it keeps moving. So nice. Manjari, you're giving us GCTS. Um, what is this? GCTS? Oh, it's Semiconductor. All right, what have we got going on here? I don't like the price here. Very active this morning, up 10%, 6.1 million shares traded. This type of stock for me, for my strategy, doesn't work very well. So I usually avoid stuff that looks like this, and anything under $5, I'm usually kind of hesitant putting on my list. Nevertheless, this is in play today. So if you want to add it to your list, by all means, put it on there. I'm going to skip on it because I just don't think for the way I trade, this is going to be a good one.
They do.
Peter, I think this is all the stuff going on with NVIDIA and the SMCI, right? I think that's part of
Well,
this, right?
probably, but they do have some specific news that GCT Semiconductor has signed an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding, which really is a non binding contract with Samsung to accelerate the development of their 4G and 5G chipsets, which Samsung is going to
Mm,
push adoption of. So it's good news. GCT, obviously being smaller than Samsung, Samsung will have the market share, and they're looking for some of that development work to come out of GCT. So it's good news for them, and it's good tradable news potentially if if GCTS gets the volume. It's all hard to say though.
Why?
GCTS.
Why are
Anyway,
those letters? Yeah, those letters are like difficult to put together. GCTS like doesn't flow at all, man.
no.
Uh, but yeah,
I don't. Yeah,
um,
the price action is sort of, yeah. It's not directional. It's a little choppy here pre-market. It is a NYSE stock. 6 million shares traded though. That's certainly well above. I mean,
yeah.
on a daily average, it only gets about 400,000 shares. So yeah, I don't know whether it's going to continue when the market open happens, but might be worth keeping an eye on just in case. The news isn't bad.
Yeah, yeah. I won't add it to my list, but I think this was Manjari. If you like it, definitely throw it on your list. Heading down here, we have what is this? Blackstone is giving us X. Is that a ticker? CXAI? CXAI? It is. And we are up 73%, 14 million shares traded. Yeah, no, no, man. For me, no, 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 no. This is not going to work. I mean, it's just, I don't like the daily on it. It is in play. Don't get me wrong. It's very similar to what we just saw. Like these lower price stocks just don't trade very well. So I'm just going to stay away from this one, man. Hard to borrow, so you can't
Yeah,
short it. Which you want to be careful.
it's a low
Shorting a price
float.
like this,
I
it
mean,
is okay.
yeah, the float's only about 11.5 million shares, so they've already traded their float
Mm,
this morning. Looks like they were in play yesterday, and they're in play again today. I'm not sure what the news is on this. Um, did they have like a
yeah, I don't
reverse
know.
split or something? I'm not sure. I don't know what the news is, but yeah, I like you said, Carlos. I don't love it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
They
So
have a
it is in
deal with
play. If you,
Google.
yeah.
Apparently, they have a deal with
Oh,
Google.
oh,
Well, oh
okay.
yeah, here it
That's good
is.
news.
Yeah, they got a multi-year agreement with Google Cloud. Um, yeah, see, this is the problem with these guys. They do, and they saw 112% recurring revenue growth last year, which would be impressive if they didn't only have $7 million of revenue. So that really just means that from last year to this year, they went from 3.5 to 7. I mean, not It's good growth on a business, but you got to keep in mind the relative scale of this. This could be a challenge. So, anyways, if you like the low floats, yeah, CXAI, take a look at it. It might be one that you can have some fun trading, but I'll probably pass.
Yeah, same here. It's in play, but it won't be on my list. That's for sure. Heading down here, I see on and on. I think I saw this being thrown on both in our in our YouTube chat here by Titan and also here in our chat by Fres. Let's look at on and on. Up 3.3, 1.1 million shares traded. Is it earnings? I mean, it looks like for something. Well,
Yeah,
earnings usually don't come out that early. Is it earnings? It is? Okay.
yeah, it was
Um,
earnings on this. I
hmm,
can't help in my head. I always say onion. It's not onion. It's ON Holdings. But
yeah,
yeah, they
yeah.
missed their numbers. So it's one of these another weird ones. It's not doing what you'd expect. So they missed their quarter earnings, both revenue and earnings. However, they're reporting higher growth. I'm not sure what to think. This is like, don't they make shoes or something? Aren't don't they like? It's always
I
tough when
don't
you're
know
trying
what
to
they make.
compete with. I think so. Anyways, I think it's always tough when you're trying to take on the Reeboks and the Nikes and that of the world. So, but anyways, they fell short on their earnings, but they're expecting to have a good year still. Again, not a lot of analysts are following them, so there's not sort of a consensus forecast. So this one could move either way. I don't. Yeah, I don't like the look of it, to be honest. I feel like I'm saying no to everything, but I don't love it.
Okay. Okay. Same here. I know. I feel like we're dismissing a lot of stuff here, but it's just you gotta be focused on what works, right? For your strategy. So if it works for yours, put it on your list. That one's not going to cut it. I'm looking at
Right.
Amazon. Amazon this morning, very light volume. I do like the daily. I think that if they can get some movement on here, they can start maybe closing this gap if that's in the books for today. But it's just kind of hanging out here. Had a big drop all the way down to 150, recover to 167, and it's just kind of been hanging out right here for a while. So I like it. I do have space on my list, so I can add it on here. You know what? Actually, no, it'll go on a secondary. That's where it belongs. So we'll add it on a secondary for now, and then we'll see what comes out of it. Heading down TME, we'll look at a few more. Then we'll call it here TME this morning. Let's take a look. Wow, look at this drop. Oh, we did talk about
Yeah,
this already. 10 cent.
we
Yeah, we
did.
did talk about this. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Continues to drop, guys. New low here. 2.1 million shares traded. It is in play. I'm not a big fan. I'm going to put it in a secondary. Don't like the way that usually trades. Over on YouTube, let's pick up a few here. Dow and Apple. Let's look at Dow. Dow is on our list today. They're moving up 4% on this tech type news. I do have Nvidia on there as well. Dow could be exciting. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Secondary. I feel like my secondary list is so long. Just because I prefer to watch NVIDIA based on the volume NVIDIA is getting. But they are in play on that news. And let's take a look at Apple this morning. Apple's another one, those standby. They do have, see, aside from yesterday, today they do have volume 1.8 million shares traded, almost up 1%. They didn't make our list because they're not over 2% here, but they could be explosive, very similar to what we saw Amazon, right? The drop and kind of like the little bit of recovery the last couple of days. So that could be interesting. I'll add to the list. We'll see where that goes there. And I think what I think about the daily, says Penny here. Yeah, I like the daily. I like the daily. I mean, they closed the gap already. Amazon's daily looks a little bit better because look at this gap, how much room we have here. So if we're going to be strong, people would love to get into this gap, and people just like to close gaps, right? They just like to do that. So that in itself can create some momentum. For Apple, they kind of already closed that gap. It was not as big. It was a big drop, right? Look at the drop here, and they recover most of that. But I do like the daily here, higher highs, higher lows, and kind of squeezing into a point here. We just need the market to do the rest now, right? Apple's done what it can. If the market doesn't give us anything to actually get things going, it might just be a little quiet. All right, last one here, guys, and we'll get to what's happening on this beautiful Tuesday. It's going to be Meta. So Meta's been putting in some really good days. Their pre-market action is horrible. Like you really cannot go just off that. But look at their daily too. Again, recovering like many stocks did over the last couple of days after the big drop last week. and just kind of waiting around and hanging to see what's next. So I'm not going to add it on my list, but this is another one too that you can put on that pile of waiting and seeing what is next for the overall market, right? So just got to stick around and see what happens there. But Meta, not giving you much right now as far as pre-market. All right, friends, let's head over to our webinars for this beautiful Tuesday. We had a great onboarding class last night. So thank you for those who joined. Very fun, a lot of great questions, good conversation there. So if you joined, excellent. If you missed it, the recording is available, but you can always join us next week as well at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you do that. All right, let's see what's happening for this beautiful Tuesday.
Well, we have our trade book series, strategy and trade book series that's happening tonight. And we're very happy to have Thor presenting. Like I mentioned yesterday, he's got 3 parts to his series, the where, the when, and the how. And tonight he's going to be talking about the how and telling you how you can sort of implement trade strategies that work. He's an excellent trader. He shows it and proves it every single day in the chat room. And he's going to have a webinar tonight to explain some of his methodologies. So that'll be at 8 o'clock. Once again, webinar room as always. Hopefully you will have the opportunity to attend. Now, next week's webinar, like we mentioned, we've got a special guest who's coming to join us. And that's Bruce Pringle. Now, it's at a different time than usual, right? It's 11 a.m. So hopefully you'll put that in your calendar. You'll recognize that it's 11 a.m. on August the 20th. It's going to talk about how to use Bookmap to give you order flow insight and information on how the market pulse is moving. That should be a great session. Everybody loves it when we talk about Bookmap. It's a fascinating tool. It could be a good tool for you. Check it out if you're not familiar with how it works, or if you've got questions. This would be the webinar for you. So again, next Tuesday, at 11 a.m. All right, so that's what we've got on our strategy and trade book series on the Tuesdays. If you want to join us at Bear Bull Traders, we'd love to have you. We love to have new members all the time. It's a great community. We do all sorts of crazy things. When Andrew gets on, we're going to ask him about his trip to New Orleans this weekend. We had a meetup with some of our members. Anybody that was there was welcome to join, and a few of them did. So it was a great session. And actually, we have another very innovative type multi-day, multi-city meetup happening in Colombia coming up at the end of this calendar year. So that'll be a lot of fun. There's information on our webpage about that as well. But if you want to check it out, go to bearbulltraders.com. You can get all the information on our membership options. And you don't have to be a member, by the way, to go to these meetups or these events. Anybody can join. And we love having new traders or traders that have been members of the room for a very long period of time. So check out all of these membership options. Find the one that's right for you. And hopefully we'll see you soon. If you're just kicking the tires and you're on YouTube, we still have the $1 deal. Just a buck. And you can join us for a week. See what we're talking about, right? You only get the view of what happens between 8:30 when Carlos and I come on and the end of the live trading at the open. But we still trade through the market day. We talk about current events and different happenings. Obviously, you'd get the opportunity to talk and interact with all of the members in the room. So it would be a good opportunity. So hopefully you will check it out and join us in the chat room. So with that, let's set some levels. And where's my clock? My clock is gone this morning. Anyways, I don't know what time it is, but I know we need to set some levels. So I'll let Carlos do that.
We're actually pretty good on time. It's 9:11. We'll do some levels now. Someone did mention PLTR. Looking at it now, and yeah, PLTR. It's got some volume here, up 1.2. Not heavily in play, but I know this is one that can get going pretty quickly. So if you have the space, you can add it to your list. I like my list right now. It's not long. I got Starbucks on news up 15%. The CEO's got to be asking for a bonus here. NVIDIA up 3.7. Right? I'll be like, hey, listen, I just gave you 15% bump.
Look what I did.
Yeah, let's get a additional bonus on here. NVIDIA, Tesla, and Apple. So pretty good. And then really good secondaries with Dell and Amazon. Axie, we'll see. And then some other ones on here that they're gapping down pretty big, right? HA, Chipotle down 8%, and the TME down huge, 14%. We just don't know how well they're going to trade, but we'll keep a close eye on those as well. All right, let's take a look at Starbucks. Love this gap up on this news today. Is this news going to hold, though? Are we going to, come back down to reality here. But we are up high of the pre-market 89.47, testing that right now. It's probably not going to hold on the way this thing is pushing higher. We're going to look above that. We had a huge gap down in May. Remember this, guys? This was April, actually. Huge gap down there. And we basically this morning closed this entire gap. So pretty cool. On the daily above the 89.60, we do have a couple areas that are very good. We got this one up here at 92.98. And then right in between there, we got an area where we keep slamming into 91.55. So a lot of touches on there as well. You definitely want to have that there. And there is another one. I don't want to do too many levels, but you can miss this one. It's 90.45. It's a clear level of support above the pre-market highs right now. You can see how many touches we have on that. So you want to have that down. Towards the bottom, there is an area right around here. It's going to be 87, 83. I know that's right. Actually, I have that marked already. Okay, 87, 83. There you go. So put that on there. And then 84.73, another area where we found some support. We have before we had this massive drop on the gap down here. And you can see here in the morning already, pre-market, we're flirting with that 84.73 right on this. So that looks pretty good. And then falling below that, we start running into the previous days we have here, which is going to be another great level at 80.96 and down here at 79.54. Again, this is a pop of 16%. So we have a lot of levels because we're trying to cover the entire range here, depending on where it goes. But these are really, really good levels. Notice how we took them off the daily, and you can see the flirting that's going on as they're slamming into that in the pre-market. So doing very well. And as we're talking here, it's going higher. So over to that 90.45. This stock can move, guys. That is this is almost a $13 move today. So be careful on the number of shares here. All right, Starbucks on the move there. Here's Nvidia up 3.6 this morning. I'm going to remove the levels from yesterday. Towards the bottom, I don't think we need to add anything, guys. Highs and lows for the last two trading days, doing an amazing job here. We'll mark down the low of the pre-market, which is slightly above the king of all levels, which is going to be your previous day close, which is right here. So 109.59 is the high of the low of the pre-market. And the high right now where we're struggling to get above that is 113.36. So we'll slam one there. And above that, we do slam one at 117.50. Another great level to have on the daily as well for our good buddy NVIDIA today. Moving down to Tesla. We mentioned this one just kind of stuck in this range. You can see it here on the daily. Look at the range you got going on there. So just slamming into all these levels here. Let's look outside of that. I don't think you need to add anything in between there. I think you're pretty much set. Outside of this big range or tight range that we do have 203 towards the top, 203.48. And if we move towards the left here, let's slam one at 215.32. As you guys over on YouTube also slam that thumbs up. I don't have the likes up in front of me nice and handy, but whatever it is, we need more. I know we need more. So help us get there. I'm going to refresh and find out what it is. 173. Yeah, we can get more thumbs to hit that for us. So help us out. Really appreciate the support, guys. Yeah, give us your thumbs. It does help us a bunch. You'd be surprised how much that little gesture of boop, boop, boop just does magic. So trip over it. If you don't like us so much, hit it 3 times, that's okay. But just hit the button, and it'll be good to go. All right. On Tesla, also below here, we do have, it's not a major level, but like around 207. There is something going on here on the daily. Again, not a major level, but I think it's worth marking down 207.59. We're going to put a level there as well. All right, and then last but not least, going to be Apple. Then we'll look at our moderators list and what they have this morning. Apple right now, similar to what Amazon is doing. You look at Amazon, same thing, the drop and then a little bit of recovery here. I do like Apple. They do have 1.8 this morning as far as volume traded. Hopefully this can get going and trade well at the market open. 219.01 is good. High of the pre-market, the low slamming into the previous day close. So you're set there. And then above this, let's take a look here. We have 221.17. Yeah, 221.17. A good area right on here. There we go. And then towards the top, we do have another area. If I could draw a line for you here, it's going to be around 224.14. So really good levels towards the top. Towards the bottom, highs and lows got you pretty much covered. You don't have to do anything down there. So that's our list. Starbucks, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Apple so far this morning. Let's see what our moderators are looking at today.
Yeah, we have a lot of common tickers, as you would expect, and then some a couple of ones that are out in left field. So let's go. Andrew's already got his list in. He's watching Tesla, AMD, NVIDIA, and then SOLX, which is a directional ETF, and Starbucks. Megan is watching Starbucks, NVIDIA, Tesla. Brian, NVIDIA, AMD, Starbucks, Tesla, and Apple. And you're already seeing a lot of the common figures here, right? We got the usuals, and then almost everybody's adding Starbucks. I can tell you that I am. Brendan's got Starbucks, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Apple. Pierre is watching Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, and AMD. Thor, NVIDIA, Tesla, AMD, and Walmart. I was looking at Walmart because it's not one we talked about. It's interesting. It's got volume this morning, but I can't figure out where the volume is. They have earnings later this week, so earnings coming out on Thursday. I'm not sure that maybe Thor knows something that we don't, but anyways, it's on his list, so we would have to ask him. All right. Other than that, we also have Susan's in with her list. She's just watching the market overall, the SPY and NVIDIA, keeping it tight. I'm watching AMD, Tesla, and NVIDIA as a primary. And on my secondary list, I've got TME, Starbucks, and I'll watch Hawaiian Airlines, HA. Paris is back, and we love having him back. He was in the room yesterday, had some great trading. NVIDIA, Tesla, Starbucks, Chipotle, and Apple are his list. And last but certainly not least, we've got the newly relocated Mike going to be trading NVIDIA and Tesla. I do have one IPO and one SPAC today that are supposed to open up. As always, I will let you know if and when they open. We've got another one that said it was going to open Roller, but it doesn't look like it's on track for that. So anyways, if these things open, as always, I will let you know about them. With that, yeah, we're 10 minutes to the open. We've got a little bit of time here. And Carlos, I wanted to ask you, you're obviously, with the water damage to your house, you've clearly moved location for your computer. And you've got I want to know what the thing is in the background over your right shoulder. What is that?
Oh, that's a computer CPU. So that's one of my
Like
CPUs there. Can you see it? It's massive. I know.
It's like
Yeah.
I thought it was like a monitor, like a really old monitor or something. I was trying to figure out what it was.
Oh, no, it's a CPU that I have there. So
that's
yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Then.
I'm surrounded by computer equipment, man. It's cables all over the place. I'm in my dining room table for now, but these guys are moving fast. They're probably going to be done by this weekend. So there's my setup right now. Yeah,
there you go.
That's what I'm rocking at the moment. So yeah.
Okay.
That is.
You're using.
I got a stool and the monitor.
You got a stool.
It's
you got
working.
A stool monitor mounted on a stool. I love it. Okay.
It's working, man. It's working. So
okay.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do.
We can't wait
man.
to have our dining table back. Yeah, got to make it work. But yeah, guys, we're all set here. But I want to show you some pictures as we wait for Andrew and Brian to come on. We got some pictures from their meetup, their BBT meetup. So let's go to that. Look at that right there. Yeah. Very nice. There we go. Very nice. Yeah. Look at these hats.
At these hats. Well, and Andrew brought back a couple of hats that he was wearing yesterday when he joined us into the chat room. He didn't make it for the open, but and Brian had one of his new hats on. None of these though. They obviously went with different offerings. Although I think the green hair. There you go. Those are Andrew's hats. They're wearing them in the airport.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he got through. They let them wear it. There's a lot of spikes going on in weird places on that. So, I guess they let them through. So hard to take over. I guess they figure if you're wearing that hat, you're probably not taking over the plane.
Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, don't let this guy near the cockpit. I think we all have a picture of Andrew falling asleep. I have one too. Went to the mountains, and on the right back, Andrew loves to sleep in the car rides, man. He was out. You could tell Brian's not sleeping there. He looks
no, I was gonna say that looks posed.
Yeah,
I don't believe
Andrew looks like he's out.
Yeah, Andrew could be, but I like that they got the stuffed gator toys after taking the airboat cruise of the bayou. So they stopped at the gift shop.
Yeah, absolutely. Friends, if you're just joining us, we're waiting for Brian and Andrew to come on. They'll be trading live in just a second, so do stick around. We
Yep.
went through our gappers list already, went through the moderators list. We're watching the same thing, but be patient today as we get ready for the market open.
I
Oh, you got to put the
yeah,
next picture up because this one's funny. Go back, Brian. You got to put the one in the pool. Yeah,
oh,
put the next one.
the Yeti. Oh,
No, no.
Brian and his Brian is. Oh, look at these guys. Oh
Look at
my.
these guys getting a little cozy there. I love the floaty that Brian has on. Like, Brian, you scared to drown here? What's happening?
Oh, well,
Love
you
it.
get water safety.
Hey, if you're drinking
You
and
have
having a good
safety
time,
first.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So there you go. Love it. All right, there.
Presumably that's the
Uh,
pool at the Four Seasons where they were staying. So there you go.
Very nice.
Enjoy. Oh, there you go.
Here's
There's
the
the
meetup.
meetup. So
Here's our
yeah, a
members.
lot of our
Yeah,
members
love that.
there. It's good.
Yep, excellent, man. And Brian with his posts, love it. Oh, it is. Pirates of the Caribbean is on already. I see. Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Oh
Hey, good
wow.
morning, everybody. I lost here. Looking, looking for something. Hee-har.
Your your sword?
If you're looking for your hair, it's attached to your hat. All right,
This
you
is
got another
great.
new
This is
hat.
great.
I like it.
Yeah, this was quite popular at Burning Man for some reason. But
Okay.
I think the ladies actually thought that it was my real hair. So
Oh,
um,
okay. So you can never take the hat off.
yeah, exactly. Can't take the hat off. Please don't touch the hair. I know you want to run your hands through it. Don't do it. So
All right. Well, good luck this morning at the Open. Trade smart, everybody out there. We'll hand you over to Brian, and he'll get you started. We got a good list. I have to admit, guys. One last thing. ONON. I know I said I didn't like it, but I've been watching it. I don't. I'm tempted to just see
Mm.
what it does because it is a nicey stock, but I don't know. Now I'm curious. So I might sort of put it on a screen here just to see what happens.
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right. Well, let's see. Starbucks is interesting, selling off a bit at earnings this morning. Q's and SPY are at high of day, or high of pre-market, I should say. And Semiconductor is doing well. I know Andrew had a big position on SOXL. Was lamenting yesterday that he didn't sell it when it was near the high. So it looks like that actually is going to work out. Maybe this morning. Let me share a screen here, our room.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
Today's a
morning,
hot day.
sir. Yes.
Today's
The
a
hats
hot day.
going.
We actually, Brian and I had these two hats, and we board the plane like it was. Okay, so that idiots, let them pass.
They kept saying in the airport as we were walking through it, if you notice any suspicious activity, please report it immediately. I was saying it to Andrew. I
I don't know
was
if this is
surprised we
not
weren't
suspicious.
reported.
Yeah, I mean that's the definition of a suspicious activity. But
Yeah.
if they don't report this, then I don't know what they're reporting. All right, so Mr. Suspicious, Starbucks CEO. Starbucks is getting the CEO of Chipotle. That makes Chipotle go down and Starbucks go up. Well, we know we can calculate the value of the CEO. It's a very mathematical equation. So he's worth about $5 billion or something like that. So all of our Starbucks is now going to be like Chipotle.
I heard I heard the coffee bean prices are going up again because of some cold snap or some drought or something.
Interesting.
Arabica beans. It looks
The
like
eyes.
there's some orders at 91 and 92 on Starbucks. So could be interesting on a pullback. Your SOXL is almost 33 now.
Yeah, I actually added more on SOXL in the pre-market. So
Mhm.
you mentioned, did I sell it? I kind of actually added a little bit more.
Okay.
We might get this rally for the
Starbucks.
day today.
Starbucks is on fire. Megan must have some opinions on that. Oh, okay. Just looking to swing it. Interesting. Just remember, tomorrow we do have PPI, with Nvidia and AMD are selling off here a bit right now. Same with the Qs and SPY. As we get closer to the open, Tesla dropping a bit. We had PPI this morning. We've got CPI tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning. We just got PPI this morning at 8:30, which was why it looks like we popped up. Jared, I wasn't up that early. I was going to the eye doctor.
All right. So Starbucks. Starbucks is really running up very nicely.
Yeah. Some big orders at 92, 92.50. There is a level at 92.50 on Starbucks. Sort of goes, if you go back back to there's some other levels here. Here we go.
All right. Ding, 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 ding. Market is open. So Starbucks, let's see if we can get a pullback on the VWAP. The NVIDIA is also interesting, but it's far from VWAP right now. The problem is when they're too far from the VWAP, they are making a little bit difficult. Right, so NVIDIA is interesting.
Yeah.
Considering NVIDIA for opening range breakup.
Had a nice bounce.
Yeah, the price action is super bullish. Let's see.
Starbucks coming down. If it comes down to 90, it might be interesting.
I'm going to get a small position on it at 112.35. If it comes above 112.17, I'm going to add more on it. But it's really not quite opening range breakup. If anything, it could be opening range breakdown. But see, I have a very small size on it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, I got a long Starbucks at 90.60.
It's not a bad trade, huh?
Oh, here we go. It's just selling a little bit at 91.33.
I go through 92, yeah. It's just way too far.
Here we go.
I'm on you. I'm long too. See if you can get to 92.
See if we can break out here. Come on, baby.
I'm adding some NVIDIA here, 112.67. Let's see if you can get a breakout. I'm also long the Starbucks with you. Let's see if you can get to 92. The market is ripping.
Market's breaking out again. Sold some more at
let's see if the higher pre-market on I want the higher pre-market on NVIDIA. Let's see, I'm adding a little bit more and see if you can get the higher pre-market around 113.12. So obviously semis are super strong now. Is AMD also ripping or no? It's just the NVIDIA.
Just NVIDIA.
I don't know what the PPI has with Semiconductor. Oh, I
Yes,
see Starbucks
yes.
baby
Diddly
selling
do.
off 92.30. Finally, a good trade with Brian. Finally, I'm getting out more. Oh, that was a good pop on.
Yeah, good one.
See if Nvidia is going to break out or not. Looks like it's not a great trade,
Google's
huh?
Google's running too. Google had a big pop at the open.
Brian, 93. We're going to get a
Oh, here we
Starbucks in
go.
93. Oh,
Yeah,
look at this. These are the
selling
big
some more.
orders, like the hedge funds and
Yeah,
stuff are
there's some
doing, huh?
huge orders up here. Gee, it just took patience. You knew it was going to pull back at the open. Just pulled back to the 9 EMA. That's why I entered there. AMD is starting
Well,
to
that
break out here too.
direction of the company, huh? The people are buying like that. I wish I was a CEO that somebody brings me rallies like that. Is he really that guy good? Um,
Don't know.
really nice. So Nvidia turned out to be a little bit disappointing. Had a nice pattern. AMD is running up to 140. Wow, Starbucks guys, 93.40. All right, let's see if
Yeah.
Nvidia wants to go back up or not. I'm still holding it. Let's see if we can get a 5-minute open range breakup on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm still holding some Starbucks.
look at these trades on Starbucks. Like pops up like 50 cents, $1. This is good. This is good stuff.
So this is this must be my lucky hat.
It is. Let's trade with that like all the time. Right, so it looks like I have to accept the defeat on NVDA. So I'm getting stopped out on NVDA, 1112. If it comes back above the VWAP, I'll re-enter. But looks like semis are playing jerky today. Who wants NVIDIA when you have a Starbucks?
Hmm.
What is that, Jared? Agro short? Oh, algo, you mean? You're shorting it and then they... Well, why would anyone short Starbucks right now? It's pretty strong price action. It's about... All right, so Starbucks, I still have some shares of Starbucks. See if we can continue and move up or not. I mean, when you're so extended from the moving, from the VWAP, it's a little bit tricky because usually the stocks want to come and test the volume weighted average price.
So 9060 was my entry on Starbucks. So I'm still pretty well in the monies and taking
Yeah, pretty good
partials.
entry. Tesla doing very Tesla. It's
Tesla
always
dropped at the open, and now it's making its high of day.
wow. Tesla wants 200, huh? Let's get
Yeah, I think
200
so.
then. I'm gonna go long Tesla, 199.40. Let's see. Nvidia is also coming back up to become potentially opening range breakup. I'm back
Geez,
also on
Apple.
Nvidia, 112.46. So I am both long Nvidia and Tesla. Let's see if Tesla can go through 200.
Yeah, Mike, nice trade on Apple. Apple had a really nice breakout right from the open.
partialing some on Tesla here. Big size. I don't want to have a big size on Tesla. NVIDIA is trying, huh? He's doing his best.
It's trying.
A for effort to NVIDIA. That is trying is valuable.
Tesla's at 200 now.
Yeah, I partialed some on Tesla. I don't like my entry on the Tesla, but the price action looks super bullish. I really like my entry on Starbucks, which is very far. See if Tesla.
I just sold some. I've sold some more Starbucks 93. I don't like kind of the way it's stalling out here.
Yeah, it has to come back to VWAP. It's way above the volume weighted average price.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't like about it. All right, so I'm partially more on Tesla. So YouTube guys doing nice. 800 people are watching.
Cool.
Did you make money on this or no? This is way too
It's the
easy
costumes.
today.
It's the outfits we're wearing, I think. It's bringing them in.
Don't you think that these costumes have more like than this? Fox is consolidating. So, okay, so what are the positions that I have? What do I have? I have NVIDIA, which is very bad. Starbucks, I still have. Why do I have so many Starbucks? What else do I have? Tesla. Why do I have so little of Tesla? Oh, because I sold it. Okay.
That would be a good reason.
Yeah. Right, so here's what we're going to do. Because we have too much of Starbucks, we're going to sell some of our Starbucks here. Reduce our buying power here. Tesla, I don't like to add on Tesla. It's above. But NVIDIA, if it goes above the volume weighted average price, if it closes above the VWAP, I might actually add more on NVIDIA. Although it looks like it's a very jerky day for the semis. Oh, Starbucks, as soon as sold popped up. I still have a Starbucks, guys, by the way. All right, 93.85. I'm selling more.
Yeah. Selling more too here. 93, 94. Ooh, here we go. There's some orders at 95 here.
95. Tesla is also running up at 250. I'm saying that there's a level on Tesla at 288. Still.
Wow, that was a big rejection at 94. I'm all out of Starbucks.
Gotta get out of NVIDIA. That turned out to be stopping out on NVIDIA. One. Yeah, the semis are jerky today, unfortunately.
Apple really pulled back too. SPY pulled back. Q's pulled back. Okay, no positions for me right now.
So it seems that the market now is looking at the job data more than inflation. Because it looks like that everybody agreed that inflation is coming down, and now the focus is more on the jobs report than inflation number, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Getting out more on Tesla. This freaking NVIDIA, we're going to get that breakout on NVIDIA. The question is if I'm going to be in there or not. I go back to NVIDIA, guys. It's okay. I'm going to, hell yeah, climb Everest. I think I can get this breakout on NVIDIA. 112.4. If you can.
Q's bounce. AMD bouncing. Tesla's at 201 now.
Tesla popped up nicely. So R4, we want Tesla at R4. How many shares do I have on Tesla? Only 2,500. Not enough. Not enough. Let's get Tesla to 2. And on NVIDIA, let's open and do prayers. Because the price action is super garbage. So I'm selling more on Tesla. What is AMD doing, our buddy AMD?
So it looks like it's stalling at R4. It's trying to get above it.
AMD wants to go up too. It looks like AMD wants. AMD is actually a threat. It looks like a little bit nicer price action. Yeah, the semis are not super nice today. Well, one of the reasons that is maybe they run up too much in the pre-market. Maybe. Who knows? Who cares? Question is, they're not easy to trade.
Q SPY. Bounce back. SPY's at high of day now.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so we're setting some NVIDIA here. Should I? Yeah, I'm setting some NVIDIA here. Let's get out of the position as much as we can. Well, it looks like we want to go up this time now. Tesla is breaking up too.
Yeah, right at R4 right now, 202.04.
So should I add Brian? I might add a little bit.
I don't see. Yeah, that's not a.
You don't think so? Too late. Too late. I added already. No, it's gonna go up. Is the hat, Brian? I think it's the magic hat. We found, guys. We found the secret to
the magic hat.
So here's my position, guys. You can see and you can judge what should I do with it. All right, so so we
there is an order at 203.
All right, well, we're selling this. So what should I do? You can manage my position.
Gonna go by proxy.
But that would be nice. This copycat robo trades. Guys, tomorrow we're gonna have Crede, our performance coach, on YouTube. We're gonna do some discussion live and of course in the chat room. So you can ask your questions tomorrow in YouTube from her. She answers based on her experience, and I answer based on my experience as a trader. So we'll do a combination of a both. Sorry. It's that Tesla is going up. So combination of psychologists and traders. So if you like that idea, please come. Please join us. And if you don't like the idea, like the video. I told you, it's the hat. That is how you make money. Can you believe that Brian and I went to the airport like this? Like fucking weird.
Yep.
People were acting cool around us. It was so funny.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
LTR.
tomorrow at around 10 a.m. Sorry, the time. All right, so it seems that we got a lot of good trades on today. We made good money. We're happier. We're richer, but not happier. That is a very important thing. That we are richer than yesterday, but not as. And we do the laptop tomorrow. We do
Tomorrow,
laptops
yeah.
if you get to 500 likes today. So your action today would have an impact and consequence for your tomorrow. So if you can get to 500 likes, we get a laptop tomorrow.
Wow.
We finally got the laptop to Luis. Luis, he lives in UK, and we keep ordering him from Amazon, and the order got rejected. He finally got his laptop. He actually went to Apple Store, picked it up himself because his order in UK also was getting rejected on Amazon.uk. So this is a suspicious order, so keep canceling it. That laptop was first. So he eventually went down and he picked it up himself and sent us a video.
That's
All right,
pretty
so
sweet.
Nvidia is fighting over this higher pre-market, but it doesn't matter because we have other positions. If he thinks that we are desperate, we are not. Because we have Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla's moving. AMD is high of day.
Who's coming to Burning Man? Anyone from the community or chat room comes to Burning Man? We have a camp called Discotheque Pancake. The address is at 10 and G. So we give pancakes in the morning and music.
What's not to love about that? Pancakes in the morning. Served by Andrew Aziz. In a blue hat.
Why not just sending the laptop's money to him? If I pay him the money, he's gonna use it on weed and drugs and stuff. But laptop, he uses for trading. It's a huge, very, very important. All right, so Tesla's pretty good. Starbucks is consolidating around 94.
Yeah, Tesla had a nice run. PLTR. I'm still in PLTR in a swing trade.
PLTR is better for swing trading than day trading. I found it super difficult to day trade. Why is it running up, PLTR?
They had good earnings. They were, yeah, I think AI.
But they're the security defense company, aren't they? They do project for the security of mostly government contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
Volunteer. You know, the former CEO of YouTube died. She was 56. I was reading in Bloomberg today. I don't know why I'm saying this, because maybe I were using her platform. For 20 years, she ran YouTube. From 56, cancer. He was a good man. They said she was a good woman. All right, so SOX sells at 33. Did NVIDIA broke out finally? No, still doing that.
Not really. It's still trading at pre-market high.
So, Brian, should I sell the SOXL or no? Well, the way that it works, it looks like the inflation number is going to be lower than expected too. RS traded PLTR. Very nice. Wow. So trade on PLTR Paris. So we can
Yeah, that was
look at the price of PLTR. So he went long. I don't know how Paris does these, but it's pretty nice. Loaded the boat. I like that. And then he added on a pullback. It takes really a level of confirmation in the order flow to load the boats on that garbage price action in the first 3 minutes. You really know you should know what you're doing. Like, this is a really, really painful price action in the first 3 minutes.
You see, everybody's making fun of Linda Yaccarino,
Why are you making
ex-CEO,
fun?
because she posted this video that was like really kind of creepy about why they're suing all the advertisers.
It's kind of desperate too. And it was kind of like a desperate.
Oh, totally. Remember, he was, remember on a CNBC interview, he told them all to go F themselves.
Elon Musk did, yeah, not Linda, yeah.
No, yeah, Elon Musk did. All right, AMD is breaking out through, or NVIDIA breaking out, I should say, and AMD is breaking out.
SOXL is breaking out.
Yeah, man.
Right, so we are out of most of our Tesla positions. Starbucks, seems that 94 is kind of a stock. I don't want to add. Maybe we can get out more on Starbucks. I don't have anything left, honestly, on Starbucks. SPY is reaching to a point that is coming down. Qs are doing the same.
Just shorted a little bit of NVIDIA. It's covered some at 113.03.
Yeah. Sellers to excel before Iran attacks Israel. What did they do over the weekend? Both of them did over the weekend last time. They attacked each other on Saturday, so when the market was closed. It was awesome. Let's do it over the weekend.
Yeah. Looking for a loss of 113 here on NVIDIA. Don't know if I'm going to get it, but we'll see.
When is it Johnny Depp? He's a pirate.
Yar.
Yeah, I don't know if any other position I want to open. NVIDIA looks like it wants to go up, but it looks like a drunk person who's putting himself up.
Yeah.
Starbucks looks like it's really consolidated around 94. Means that institutions are accepting the fact that it trades at 94. Market IWM also didn't run. Usually that one is running. Yeah, it looks like the market is. Sorry, go ahead.
Struggling. Yeah, I was just going to say Starbucks is kind of struggling here. It's trying to hold the 9 EMA, but it keeps testing it. I think it's going to lose it eventually here. I had to get out of the rest of my short there. Not really a great trade, but on NVIDIA. Apple broke out again. Off the VWAP there.
Yeah,
but again, nice. Not a trade I would take there. Hey, NVIDIA looks like it's got 114 now.
That would be very nice because we still have 7,000 shares of NVIDIA. There you go. Let's getting ready to sell. Yeah, it looks like price action is heavy, so it's bullish now. We might continue getting that. IWM. This is concerning. IWM doesn't run up much. There an ETF that shows Japan index, like or
yeah, EWJ, I think.
Culture and Japan index, yeah.
Yeah, there's EWJ is the iShares MSCI Japan.
All right, so Brian knows that. I like that. So ChatGPT. How did you find this one? Like EWJ? Do you trade Japan? Do you invest in Japan?
No, I've looked at different. I've looked at these different ETFs in the past. I mean, I'm in an Indian ETF right now.
India's
been in for quite a while.
India. What's the India?
It's might be EWI, but I think the one I'm in is. Let me look.
That's Italy.
I think it's XID. Those are actually XID. Yeah, that's actually a Canadian one.
Sorry, what was for India? XID?
XID.
Oh, India. Oh, we have
India.
Right. So if you have India,
here we got 14. I've just sold 1403 on NVIDIA. Yeah,
making fun of me that India. Is it? Oh, the ticker is it really the ticker?
Is it
easily joking right now? Gifts are better. Who's coming to Colombia, by the way, guys? Come to Colombia. We have a few spots left. We have a lot of people. Let me show you. Actually, what time is it? Yeah, let me do a quick sales pitch on Colombia. This is a very good sales pitch. Time for a sales pitch. See the PDF that we posted to folks. All right. So what is happening on Colombia? December 1st to 8th.
Colombia.
You see my screen, guys. So everybody should be able to see my screen. Let me zoom in the chat. On YouTube, no, don't worry about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rent luxury Poblado penthouse. Poblado is a really good neighborhood in Medellin. So there's a pool inside the thing. It's a very, very nice penthouse. So hundreds of no, not hundreds, but a lot of beds, like 10, 20 beds and bedroom and stuff. So we're gonna rent this one, and then we're gonna trade in the morning together. We have the chef and cook and cleaning and everything, and then for 3 days. So we pick you up from the airport. So the only thing that you have to buy is your international flight to Medellin, which is really cheap right now from Vancouver. It's like $400, $300. Then you go to after that we go to a private villa in Santa Fe. Look at that villa, isn't it awesome, cool? So we stay in there again, trade in the morning. We have the breakfast, chef private, everything, and we check out also the really good restaurants in the evening. So we go to like Michelin star type. The food is great in Colombia, and then we move to Cartagena. And the Cartagena is a beach city. Look at this quality of the luxury that we are getting, and yeah, so we stay there. I think in Cartagena we're in the weekend, so we no more trading on Cartagena. So everything, so the transportation, we do a lot of cool stuff. I have some people living in Colombia, so they arrange everything for us, and then really good restaurants. These are world class famous restaurants: Carmen, Mamba Negra, Gabriel. So we got really really good food, and yeah, so the other one, blah 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 blah. So we do all sorts of crazy things as well. So coffee tasting, rum tasting, Comuna 13, which is in Medellin, all these crazy places that we have. It's a really nice retreat. Already most of the BBT leadership is saying they're coming. So yeah, if you want to come, I think the total the price, and honestly, I don't make any money out of it. It's not that I want to make any money. It's $3,500. That includes everything. And I think it's for the quality that you're getting, I think it's pretty good. If you want to go by yourself and your partners, probably have to pay more. But because we kind of put it and make it in a pool, it would be really nice to do that together. So that's the end of the sales pitch. Let me send the link for you as well. We're sending you the retreat. That's the link if you want to sign up. And the date's December 1st to 8th. And then after that, that includes also the domestic flight that we have to take from Medellin to Cartagena. And then after that, you can do whatever. I probably want to go down to Amazonia because I've never been to Amazonia. So I want to see Amazonia for maybe 1 or 2 nights. But really up to you what you want to do. If you want to stay in the South America or you want to do. All right, so that's it. And yeah, so that is the end of sales pitch. I hope that you sign up. And we don't have a lot of spots, honestly, 4 or 5 spots, maybe max, because our team is big. People bring in wives and stuff. So it would be nice to see you all. Get back to trading. Oh, no, that's my email. Don't look at that.
Back to trading.
All right, so where are we with NVIDIA?
It seems like we hit a top there at 114. So I played
Abby is
that.
coming from Dubai. Abby is coming from Dubai for NVIDIA. Sorry, for Colombia for NVIDIA. So, yeah, that is awesome.
That will be cool. Seeing Avi.
Places. So we got three cities. 3 cities. And this is what we can do actually. I might actually, make it a pool of the money. And if we didn't spend as much, I can refund people because I don't want to make money out of selling luxury retreat. That's not my business. All right, so it's coming up. It would be a good deal. Anyone on YouTube?
Starbucks pretty solid lately.
Media is popping up. Tesla. We gotta sell some Tesla at 205. I have to. We have to do it. It's so good.
We have to get Megan to go. Megan's on the fence.
No, she's coming. She said she's coming.
Did
Megan is
she?
confirmed. Yeah, she's
Oh,
confirmed.
okay.
Yeah. One of our members, I think Katie, she said that is there any other vegan? Because I want to come, but I don't want to come, the only person vegan. I said, well, yes, we have Megan. I see there, like here it is, and she signed up
Yeah.
right away. So yeah, we have Megan,
All right.
vegan. Is thing. Guys, yeah, I don't know if I want to take any other trades. I'm just slowly getting out of my position on the Starbucks,
Nice.
9483. That's mostly out. Even so Excel. Sell a little bit more of SO Excel. Setting another 1,000 shares of SO Excel. Partial field. Yeah, it's something is telling me that Iran attacks Israel very soon. And Israel always, they have to retaliate, even though they started that. So it's going to be back and forth. Let's have some less exposure to something like SO Excel. So I sold some of my SO Excel, but we might actually continue the rally today.
God, Starbucks is going for 95 now.
Is this guy really that good that they bring?
I didn't think so. It's usually not good when their coffee prices go up too.
That's the reason that it pops up. Yes, it was not an earning on Starbucks because they hired the CEO of Chipotle. I think that was the reason.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I swear to God, Starbucks is going to add burritos into the menu. That's a classic that he has to do it. Like the first point of action is the Starbucks is selling burritos.
Selling burritos.
So Brian and I actually live on YouTube with the hats that we bought on New Orleans. So Brian is a pirate today. So some people are watching here, and I'm actually live on YouTube as well. It was a fun trading day. So this is what we trade. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA. We traded NVIDIA, Starbucks, Tesla, and SO Excel. And as you see, the situation is pretty good here. Starbucks, the CEO of they hired the CEO of Chipotle. So the new Starbucks CEO is Chipotle. So, and as you see here, Chipotle gap down 13% because the CEO is leaving, and Starbucks is up 23%. And we traded that like a boss.
Yeah.
Actually, Brian is one of the very few trades that Brian had. So we bought it here, partial. I should have added, but all the way up to 95. He usually don't trade really good, but doesn't really trade well. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And we'll see how it goes. All right, so
Tesla pulling back a little bit, 9 EMA. Now it's popping back up again. I think at some points Starbucks could be a good options play. Maybe shorting the 100 calls. Had some pretty significant resistance there at 98.50 back in February and December of last year.
All right, so today Thor is going to come into YouTube and talk at in 15 minutes. After that, 10:30. Tesla looks toppy. Let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, it looks like the whole market looks like it found the top. I don't think market is going to reverse, going give all the losses back, but no, I don't want to enter for a breakout in here either. So that was a great trade on Tesla.
Now the queues have kind of closed. They've basically filled a gap from where we gapped down about a week and a half ago. They've filled this gap. They're up into the 9 and they're up into the 20 EMA right now. So might see some resistance here on the queues at this level.
I so wanted to live in a Eastern time zone. I cannot handle this Pacific time zone anymore. Now my brain is just open. Like I cannot handle this Pacific time zone.
Colombia,
I
man.
used to go for run and gym and stuff, but I had a really good night's sleep too, but it's just this Pacific time zone is killing me.
So you
Chipotle.
live in Colombia.
Yeah, Colombia. I love Eastern time zone, man. I'd actually do some facelifting and stuff. They have these technologies for youth and rejuvenation. I might actually what I'm doing to do that kind of things. Not the facelifting. There's another one that they do it before you need they're really advanced in all these cosmetic surgeries and stuff. No, Botox, man. Botox, I do it here. What are you talking about? Botox is here. There's another one that they call it. They tighten the slip because men usually their faces drop because they lose volume. But that's facelifting. It's everywhere. But they have another one that you do it before that, so it's kind of to make you younger. Hell yeah, I want to do that. But I'm not going down without putting a good fight. I like my face, but I'm putting also a fight with age. Gracefully, we go down gracefully. Starbucks is popping up to 95, so we're gonna sell that. Brian, that was a good trade on Starbucks.
Yeah, it was. I've already given up the fight.
I gotta send a picture of this hell yeah, because I sent this hell yeah to my friends a lot. Friends and I gotta send it to them. Give it New Orleans. So SPY's rolling over to below the rewrap volume weighted average price, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, I don't really see anything I'm liking too much. I mean, it does look like the market's kind of selling a bit here, but I wouldn't trust it. So, the buying brigade can come in a minute, any minute. SPY is has lost the VWAP though. The IWM is struggling. It's
Yeah, that is surprising. It's not a good sign actually. That
rolling over.
that these rallies don't have momentum. I think it's all
They
about now
should
just
buy.
the jobs number. I don't think that inflation is anymore that important. I think it's all about the jobs
Yeah.
now, because the jobs are saying if you are heading into a recession or not. Any other trades anywhere? Really think so. I am
Yeah, I'm thinking about TZA.
shorting IWM.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's kind of late. It's not a great area to go short. But I think the IWM is going to go red on the day.
nice, Milad. Milad, you're on our funded account. Yes, on a funded account, you made $200. Excellent. That is awesome. The only comment that I can give you is you're partialing way too much, man. You have this, because I know it's a $50,000 funded account. You shouldn't partial that many. Gotta wait for some key levels. So this is a $50,000 funded account. And we give you that $50,000 still as a simulator, but whatever profit that you take it out. Not at the end of the day, but at the end of 3 months. And no cap, you can just make money. And we have some people that are making a really, really good money. But the only thing that I would say here is your ads are amazing, but you're partialing way too much. You don't need to partial as many. Something like Tesla, when it starts getting a breakout, you can go with the key levels. Like R4, for example, you can let it go all the way to R4 because it will go to R4 or maybe in between one time. Let me see how I traded that. Yeah, actually, I did, I'm actually good at giving advice and following it because I myself partial way too much. So don't listen. Don't listen to. But I take big size. Here's the thing. Like my positions are huge, so your position is smaller. When you have a smaller position, then you've got to be a little bit more patient with it. Like I'm kind of like 10,000, 20,000 shares of Tesla. I gotta scalp it. Even though I should have let it run. That's it. So Hagen, no, that $50,000 is not the real money. It's still a simulator account. But at the end of the 3 months, whatever you make, we're giving it to you, like same as P Capital, because we're going to add the element of realness into your training program. You gotta sweat on every single trade. You gotta feel the performance anxiety. Like these guys on the top on the PCT and the funded account, like after about a month, they get into a performance anxiety. They just can't trade anymore. They don't want to lose it, so all their equity curves will go and they're calling it plateaus. They can't break out because they want the money out. But for real growth, you gotta keep trading. You gotta keep trading. So what is the better solution that we offer this $50,000 funded training account, which is still simulator, but helps you go through this process. If somebody's a really good trader and constantly keep making money, I don't accept him. So go, or she, go open your own account. This is not the purpose of this. But I honor that for 3 months or 6 months to you to go through this process. Ellie made 4. Very nice.
Tesla, yes, are at R6 now, breaking out again.
So in that case, we partial sum, small amount. I mean, I don't have much shares left on Tesla. I sold half of my SSO Excel too, so just keep it in. The hat is the hat. Get back into trading, character. Ali, you can go all in, all of your buying power. So you can set your hotkey to go in each position if you want based on buying power. You can say 10%, 50%, or 100%, 90% of your buying power. You can go all in one single trade. I go on all of my buying power sometimes in some positions. The question is how confident you are and how manage your risk. Especially for a small accounts, you can diversify. Like, if you have a $5,000 account with CMEG, how do you want to diversify? You're going to make a trade that is reasonable. So you can go all in, all of your buying power in one single trade if you have the confidence. If you don't have the confidence, you can have the hotkeys based on like, for example, 10%, 20%, 30%, or 50%, and then press it multiple times if you get the confidence. That's what I do. Like on NVIDIA, at the first trade that I did, I was, these are really not bad losses because I went to smaller of my buying power. And then when it came up, I started adding, either you can add it multiple times or you can just use the different hotkeys that you have. So Hager, if you can figure out that question yourself, that means that you got it. Let's see if you can figure out that answer to a question. I explained 60 times, and you are still asking that question. I'm just joking. You can always ask any question. There is no stupid question, only stupid people. Yeah, that answer to that is yes. You got it right. Sounds too good to be true, huh, Hager? Too good to be true. It's funny in the movie Big Short, when Ryan Gosling was pitching this idea of credit default swap to these investment bankers, they eventually decided to buy, and then they could say, okay, we'll buy like $300 million, but how are you fucking us? How are you fucking us? And he asked the question that, okay, what's a good deal, but how are you fucking me? And he said, I'm not fucking you, I'm making love to you. And they did eventually make a lot of money out, both of them. Yeah. So Hager is asking these questions, but the question is behind this. I know. How are you fucking me? Where do I miss it?
What am I missing? Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you what we're going to do, Andrew. We're going to sell the $100 calls on Starbucks.
Selling calls on a Starbucks. Hell yeah. How much for next week? Let's do it.
For Friday.
Just Friday, huh? How much do we get?
It's not great. It's only 50 cents.
Not bad. Sell more. What do you think? Yeah, 52 cents for 100. What is it trading at? Yeah, I would sell it, man. I would sell on this big account. I put 100 contracts. I don't think it's going to rally another 20-30%. Although we have the inflation tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
You
We'll
have
go
CPI
smaller. We'll
tomorrow.
go smaller. Yeah, I'm selling
Yes.
100 contracts. That's okay. 100 contracts. No problem.
All right. Well, already in the money here.
I dropped on. You said late. I am gonna go. What's the spread? 52,
For
huh?
2
Sell
cents.
to open. Did it get filled? No. Okay. Order in. I sell 10 contracts.
Yeah.
No problem.
Can.
Let's see if you get filled or not.
Andrew and
And
Brian,
if you have the position, it would be covered calls. Yes. How does it work?
we're going to
Yeah.
switch
If you
over
hold the
to
position, then yeah. Sorry, Brent. What's that?
we're going to switch over to Carlos and Thor on YouTube. But if you guys want to continue trading on the BBT chat room, I'll end the stream there, and Carlos will take over on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So
perfect.
guys, YouTube guys, let me do the typical sales pitch. Join us. Blah 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 blah. So guys, thank you. If you like this, oh, we didn't get to 436 likes. It's okay. We still give you the laptop tomorrow. Thank you so much. And we will stay in the chat room for live trading. But I think Carlos and Thor are gonna come. And the typical thing: like, subscribe, pay us money, and that kind of things. Goodbye.
Cool.
All right.
Have a good.
All right, awesome trading by Brian and Andrew today, guys. All right, over on YouTube, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. So every time here, every day after 10:30, after the pre-market and the live trading, we're going to go right into this session that we want to create, a new section about some of the topics that we're going to be bringing to you. And tonight, it's going to be Thor. Thor, you're bringing a webinar this evening about risk management, the house. I'm looking forward to that, man. Always good to see you. Me and you haven't chatted in a while. How you
Yeah,
doing,
I
my
know,
friend?
man.
How's
This is
everything?
wild, man. I miss you. How have you been? I know you've been so
I've been
busy.
crazy, but good. Crazy, but good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, man. We're gonna be
Yeah, man.
talking a lot about risk management. You know, there's a lot of different approaches to the market, and everyone kind of has their own way of kind of going after things. I approach market trading very similar to the way a gambler would gamble. I use a very statistically based profit management system, how many trades I can take a day, in what order I can take them, what profit targets I'm looking for, how many are per to offset a certain number of losses. All of those things we're going to be going into tonight to make sure that we are making making more with less. Instead of having to over leverage and risk up in order to make money, we like to risk as little money as possible to make the money that we are looking to get.
Awesome, man. I'm asking the chat also if they have any questions over on YouTube, and I'm looking forward to this one because obviously I know that risk management, it's obvious and important, right? You have to have risk management when it comes to trading, or else you're not going to survive in this game, right? The best traders are amazing risk managers. We always talk about, hey, it's easy to make money. Is keeping it the hardest thing that there is in trading. But one question I have for you is, I speak to a lot of traders, especially on the onboarding class, every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And one of the things I get asked is, hey, every time I put my stop, I get stopped out all the time, or I don't know where to place my stop after I enter a trade. So risk management has to do a lot of that. And I read your description here. You are going to touch base on some of that, like where to place your stop, the sizing of the stop, the probabilities of hitting, your target. What do you say to a trader that is constantly getting stopped out and doesn't know where to place their stop loss?
Right. So one of the things that we really like to focus on, we have some statistical things that we're looking at, which includes using like your initial balance ranges in order to understand the probabilities of a directional move combined with ATR and things like that help you kind of get an idea of how far it can move. But it is really hard to know where to start that journey. And this is actually something where we lean into the order book and volume and price analysis. So part of the things we're looking at to know where you put your stop is you need to know where you're wrong. Right. So as we're analyzing our charts and we're placing our stops, we're going to look for areas where we don't believe there's going to be enough volume in the market in order to move through a large order that's out there. So we often, little inside baseball there, we're often hiding our orders behind large institutional orders. It takes a lot of patience because you have to wait till you get close enough to the orders to see if they're going to succeed or fail and then play off of them using them as your hedge. But if you do this well, right, then you can get a very incredible RVR. When we're speaking RVR, we're talking about risk versus reward naturally. So if you're going to be putting in, $100, $125 on this trade, ideally we're going to be targeting something like 4-1 or 5-1 on your money. So we're going to be looking to make $500 to $600 on this trade in order to offset any likely losses that will occur in between.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And I know this is the how is a part of the several different parts that you have on this topic. So looking forward to the other ones you put on as well. So over on YouTube, we'd love to have any questions from you guys, and see what else you want to know about risk management. Thor, aside from that, anything else that that you're looking forward to in this webinar that you're presenting tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time?
So the main thing that I'm super really excited to present and to talk about is really the concept of behavioral slippage. One of the things we talk about in risk management, and I'm going to actually give a little shout out to Stephen Goldstein, great author out there. He actually hits this a lot in his subject matter. But we're going to pair our risk management with what actual behavioral slippage brings in. So we will have a psychological component to this one as well. Behavioral slippage isn't the money you lose, it's the money you never make. So one of the big things we're going to be talking a lot about is how you manage your positions over not just one trade, two trades, but hundreds of trades in order to make sure that maybe you're not giving up when you're in a cold spell statistically, right? If even the best hit rates out there, 60, 70% hit rates, can still go 5 trades, 6 trades in succession without having a winner statistically. So if you don't have the behavioral control to make sure that you're executing that way over and over and over again, then what you will find is what most newer traders find is that the lack of execution and inconsistent performance is actually what is your downfall, not the market.
Yeah, man. I know your style pretty good. This is in chat here saying, we know what Thor's going to do, reject R5 or not. Yeah, we've seen him do that so many times. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. It's tonight at 8 p.m. And again, if you guys have any questions over on YouTube chat, let me know, and we can ask Thor right now. But for the most part, it's going to be a great webinar. I'm looking forward to it as well. Other than that, man, anything else going on your end? I mean, we haven't chatted in a while. We haven't got together and done any of our podcasts, which I think eventually we got to start up. I miss doing those.
Oh, me
But other
too,
than that,
man.
anything else going on?
No, absolutely. Pierre in the chat said asked if I'd ranked Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke. You bet I have. That's a really nice book. Also, Best Loser Wins is a nice subject to kind of cover that kind of hits some of those similar things. Those are all good ones as well. But yeah, man, I'm excited for those of you who maybe haven't been around as long. Maybe like 3 months, 6 months ago, Carlos and I were, before we just got incredibly busy with some other initiatives, we're starting to do a talk with traders kind of podcast, and we were really liking that. But we definitely got to get back into that, man. That was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. It's funny, like talk about consistency. It's hard to be consistent. Like
Yeah.
I see people that are doing up to their 500 episode, and it's hard work to do that, especially in the summertime with the kids. Things get really busy. But yeah,
And the
podcasts were great.
material,
Thanks,
and
John.
it's a
Yeah,
lot to it, man. It is a lot to it. But I'm excited, man. It was
yeah,
fun just getting to talk with my buddy every week, and I kind of miss that a little
yeah,
bit, my
yeah.
Carlos time.
We definitely got to put that together. How about for today, man? What did you trade today? Did you find anything good? We had Starbucks making some moves, Nvidia, Tesla. Tesla was
So
wild. I wish
today
that would
for
have been
me
my
has
trade.
been a relatively like low key day. I did get a nice long on NQ right off of R4 at the open. So which for those of you, I trade a lot of futures. So I basically was trading the QQQ via a future, a micro E-mini on the NQs. And so I got a really nice long off of that and made some good profit on that. The market overall, however, being a little extended for me, I didn't find a lot of other opportunities that I liked. One of the reasons, and we talk about in our risk management, we'll be talking a lot about that. Yesterday was an incredibly good day for me. The market made some so I'm a range trader. And because I trade a lot of ranges, when the market is choppy, I actually tend to overperform. When the market is directional, I tend to underperform. Actually, a big joke between Jared at BBT and I is that if I'm doing well or not, because if the market's moving, I'm probably not doing as well. So so yesterday, with the market being a little choppier and a little more range bound, I had a great day yesterday, and I ended up, a little north. I think I have two separate accounts, and I hit multiple targets on both accounts. So it was a great day. So today I came in, the market not looking so good. I got that one trade, and otherwise I've just been kind of sitting back and waiting, kind of looking for the market to top, which right now we're kind of struggling to push higher, really in the higher range of the market, because it's about 10:38, Eastern right now. And as the market is coming up, we're kind of at our higher extension of our intraday range right now. So this is kind of where we would look to see if some shorts start setting up. But right now, no big VPA spikes. Order book hasn't really imbalanced to the downside at all yet. So it looks like we're just consolidating, but it seems like we're going to maybe have that time here in a little bit, but we'll have to see what's going on. I wouldn't say short QQQ just yet.
Yeah. Wait for that setup to take place here for sure. All right, excellent, man. Looking forward to tonight's webinar. Again, that is Michelle, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is when that's going to happen today here tonight in our webinar room for the elite members. So definitely stay tuned to that and put it in your calendars. We're going to head back into the chat room where we're trading live. If you want to join, take a look at BabelTraders.com. Bunch of options there for you to join the community. Don't forget the $1 membership to put you into the laptop drawing tomorrow, Wednesday. So Andrew will be giving away a laptop, and also puts you in for a 7-day access to the chat room, including the onboarding class tonight at 8 p.m. So take advantage of that. I mean, what else can you get that type of deal? It's highway robbery. So take advantage. And that's all we have, friends. Take care. Oh, wait, one question from Burns. We got one here. Which pivot points are more important? Is there a more? I guess they are, right?
Oh yeah, certainly. We have the main pivots that we're focused on, and keep in mind I use Camarilla pivot points, not the classic floor pivots. Of the Camarillas, the calculation that I actually enjoy the best is the one that DOS Trader has in their platform, which is really pretty sweet. The principal pivots that we're looking at are the fours. So your R4 and your S4 are basically going to be your main inflection point on breakout versus staying range bound. And then we trade off the threes a bit. Pretty much ignored the twos and the ones because they're just in the middle. Although we do use those for finding our CPR ranges and biases and stuff like that. But for the most part, number 4 is going to be where to go. For anyone who's looking for market information, more stuff like that, you can. The only social media I've really got going on is on X. At Thor Young. It's just my name. So feel free to come by and say hi and check me out there. I'm normally posting thoughts throughout there. I often do what I call the Market Thorcast, which is where I'll do a post about the ES or the NQ futures and what it looks like they're going to do over the course of the next day or couple of days. So yeah, come by and check that out, and that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sure is. One more question. It's a good one, actually. When do Camarilla pivot points are invalid to monitor? In what situation? Do you feel like they're not as efficient?
So one of the things that I really like to do, and I recommend this for everybody trading any kind of strategy in any way, is just a entry exit positioning. If you're utilizing a level, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to isolate an algorithmic response to the level, right? When you're trading stocks, you're not really trading the stock, right? You're trading the market maker's journey, what they're doing in order to move up and down through the market. So if you're looking to trade a level, and let's say you want to go short, for instance, so let's say we were using R4 and we wanted to play a short off of R4, I would want the price to stay below R4. We would want a range to establish. I really like isolated pivots or ISO pivots. You can get those from my book, A Complete Day Trading System, or you can learn about those in Anna Cooling's Complete Guide to Volume and Price Analysis as another good resource to learn about ISO pivots. Anything Wyckoff or Livermore will get you there. So you would want it to stay underneath the level, consolidate underneath it, and break down. For people who are playing break of high of days, for instance, right, or a 5-minute ORB, this is one of the reasons why it's often better to let it buy through the high and then allow it to come back and test and then buy the test. because when it comes back to buy the test, you can see if there's more buyers there or not. If you buy the break, you have to wait for the test to see if it works or not. So, one of the things you can do on those and make sure you're, keeping those in there is they're going to be invalidated when the price moves through the cams and then closes the candle outside the cam. So like if you wanted to short R4, if it goes through R4 and then closes outside of it, then we were lacking the algorithmic response we were looking to for that level, and we should wait and see what happens. We got a couple more.
Awesome. Really
Camry
good
points
question.
indicator. I'm going to hit the chat fired up for me a little bit here. Breakout mark. Let's see. Sometimes these moves R4, S4, and vice versa. That's true. So one of the things you got to remember, right, is when we're putting together strategies, we are planning for the rule, not the exception, knowing that the exception will and often occur, right? Even if you do everything right, there's still going to be stops, right? That's what we're talking about in the risk management a lot tonight, actually, is just the statistical likelihood of loss in the market, right? This is why we have to have risk management. If just being a good trader was good enough, right, then no good traders would ever lose money and we would never need risk management, right? But even the best traders highly need risk management. If anything, being a good trader can often get you trapped, even worse, because of being overconfident. So you need your risk management. You need those things on point to make sure you're doing the right things, but they fail all the time. Yeah, I appreciate you. Camaria pivots, depending on your platform, burns. In DOS, it's just a part of the study. If you have a Thinkorswim, there's a few different versions of them you can download, and that are available, that are out there. Actually, hold on, I actually might have a copy of them on me that I could see. Hold on.
Nice.
Here we go. Let me see here. Right here. If you have TOS, this is the kind of stuff you get. See if you're in the BBT room anytime you want something. This is how fast you get it.
That's right? How it works.
If you're in Thinkorswim, you can use that one. If you're a member of Bearable Traders, I have Ninja configurations for them as well. If not, just reach out to me, Thor@bearabletraders.com. You can do that, and then you can see that. The pivot study on futures doesn't work as good because they don't calculate the hours the same in TOS. I actually have, I'm working with someone to see if we can code around that, Corey. But yeah, exactly. They don't work as well on futures, but which is why I like trading futures mostly through DOS and then through Ninja. Those are my two favorite platforms for ninjas. So, or for futures, I mean. Where can I check what the requirements are to get the funded account? Hit up Andrew and the guys for that. I think there's a BBT link. I think
That's
it's
a link.
I
asked for
or
the
something
link.
like that.
Yeah, I don't have it handy. This link is like well hidden. It's like very hidden, but there's a link on the website somewhere. I did just ask the chat for it, but I haven't got a response. But there is a link. Remind me tomorrow if you're on tomorrow, which you should be on tomorrow. Remind me, and I'll get you guys that link. So we'll get you all set up and ready to go.
Yeah, little inside baseball. I actually tried to sign up for it, and Andrew caught me and wouldn't let me. So I was trying to get some free. I got denied. He didn't want me. He didn't want me getting these cams all over that money is what I think is the problem. But no, I'm just kidding.
That's awesome. All right, friends, you're all set. Tomorrow we're gonna have Creda joining us at 10:30. That's gonna be a lot of fun, so don't miss it. Every day after the market close, we'll have a guest come on, talk about what's going on, and just give you guys more insight. If you guys have any ideas who you want on here eventually, send me an email, carlos@bearabletraders.com. We'd love to hear from you guys. Have a great day. Thor, my man, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. And if you guys haven't hit that thumbs up yet, now is a great time to do it before we log off. So thank you guys. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.